Hi. These are my 3 best tips on how to become a better YouTube video editor. Alright, so I'm a professional video editor and I've been doing it for about 8 years now. I work with a lot of clients and I have a lot of experience on YouTube because that's primarily where my focus is. I have done videos on other platforms for other things, but mainly YouTube. That's kind of my bread and butter. So ignore my cat playing in the background. I have no control over him right now, so just don't mind that. Okay, so before we get into the 3 tips, let me explain that it is very important that I'm talking about YouTube video editing. These tips can all be used, of course, for any kind of project you're doing, but specifically I'm talking about YouTube here. Because part of being a good YouTube editor is understanding what will make a good YouTube video, not just what looks good on camera. You have to know what the audience wants and what is gonna bring home the most interaction, engagement, and views for your client. I want to see my clients succeed. The more views, subscribers, and likes that my clients get, that's validation on my end that I'm doing a good job, and that's how you should be thinking about it too. Of course, if you're just working for yourself as an editor, then you're naturally gonna want these things as well anyway, so I don't have to tell you that. Also, the difference here is that I'm gonna be breaking down things that aren't common knowledge. These aren't gonna be tips on just how to do the basic things that you can look up in a YouTube tutorial. These are things that I've picked up as a professional over the years that have resulted in better quality videos for my clients. The first one, and probably the most important one by far, we're gonna be talking really quickly about the music / the mood of a video. This is a huge thing that a lot of people don't really take seriously. For me, it's really important to match the music with the mood of the video, and specifically that exact part of the video. Depending on what part of the video you're working on and what the vibe is in that part is going to decide the pacing of the song that you want to pick, the volume, and any kind of cuts that you want to do to the music. The most common trick used for music, especially for the purpose of comedic timing, is just the music cut. It's as simple as it sounds. It's just a part of the video where the background music just cuts out from underneath whatever is going on in the video and then quickly returns right after whatever that moment was that you gave space to breathe.
I'm hungry, guys. Come on,
dude, I really want to go eat like In-N-Out or something, or Chipotle.
Oh!
But we got leftovers.
Oh! No, why would you even say that? Oh, guys, the struggle's real.
It's hard to quickly explain a lot of these things, so I'm going to be giving you guys examples throughout the video as well. Audio in general is by far the most important part of any video. Way more important than any effects or video quality that you could ever get. The audio is what makes a video seem professional. For example, right now you're listening to a mixed audio track of my voice using a professional studio microphone. If I were to switch over to my camera's audio, this is what you would normally hear from a lot of other YouTubers who didn't go through the trouble of getting good audio quality. Now, of course, that is not something you can control as an editor if you're working for a client. You can't control what they film off of, but the point remains that audio is very important. So either way, take care of it. Mix their audio, make sure it sounds good on its own, and then the music, of course, is obviously a huge part that contributes to the mood. Whatever the viewer is listening to, music-wise, that's how they're subconsciously gonna feel about something. Lastly, if you're doing any kind of montages or anything, it's always good to cut with the beat. Here's a perfect example of that.
Y'all, so we just landed. It is freezing.
It's something that a lot of people ignore, and it really bothers me when I watch someone that isn't doing that, because it just helps the flow of the video so much better if you can match what you're seeing visually to what you're hearing auditorily. Big word there, auditorily. I don't even know if that's actually a word, but I'm going with it. The big key here that you're gonna notice with all 3 tips is that it's all about being subtle. It's the little things, the subtle things that make you go from being a good editor to a great editor. Honestly, it's the things that if you show a million people, only a handful of them will even notice it. No one's really even gonna notice these little things, but they do subconsciously. You're just not gonna get a lot of flowers for it or any credit, because unless it's another video editor specifically watching for what you're doing and picking it apart, they're not gonna notice these things, but that is the beauty of it. If they do notice these things, you're doing something wrong. Number 2 is the pacing and retention. Obviously, everybody knows, Mr. Beast talks about it all the time. Retention is key. You want someone who clicks on the video to stay there for as long as possible without clicking off. To do this, you wanna keep things moving, keep things brisk. One of the things that I do for every single video, including this one, is I literally go through and cut out every single small moment of breath or space at all. Your timeline's gonna look like a chopped up carrot by the time you're done with it, but I promise it makes a huge difference. It's very time consuming, but it's probably one of the best tips you'll hear today. Of course, a lot of people also like to throw up a lot of things on screen, make sound effects. I'm not a huge fan of that stuff, honestly, because that's not usually the genre that we go for and my clients go for, but the general idea is definitely key. You wanna keep things moving. A perfect example of that are camera movements. Right now in this video, it's set up on a tripod, but with that being said, it doesn't mean that that I can't move the camera around in post editing. Doing zoom cuts like that, or zoom slides like that, and maybe even some camera shakes during really intense moments. Sorry, that was cringy. These are the things that are really important to keep your eyes moving and your attention, even when it's a simple video like this on a tripod. Lastly, we're going back to the third tip, which I kind of mentioned earlier, but it's subtlety. Here's two really good examples of that. One is something you hear all about all the time, but something that's way too overdone: color grading. This is what the video looks like naturally, and this is what it looks like, obviously, after it's color graded. It's a small difference. A lot of people will try to do way too much with it. They put way too much of their mind into LUTs online. Just keep it simple. Make sure the contrast looks nice. Make sure the color balance is right, which is a big one, and the brightness looks good. If you want to throw a small LUT on there, especially during cinematic moments, that's fine, but don't overdo it. Keep it simple. And then another one is something I actually made a TikTok about. If you haven't followed me on there, go right there. But it's called the J-cut. It's a very common thing in traditional media and film. You've actually been seeing it this entire video and probably haven't even noticed. Again, the subtlety. But it's when the audio of the second video starts before the video of the first clip has ended. It sounds weird when I try to put it into words, but you get what I'm saying. And that's something I don't use quite as much, but the exact opposite of that is called the L-cut, where the audio of clip number 1 bleeds in to clip number 2 after the video has already cut. Man, I could ramble on and on about this stuff. Truly, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and I've already been recording for way too long, and I want to keep these videos short and sweet. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop there, but I have so many more ideas for you guys and tips to help you become better video editors if you're interested in that type of stuff. Also, I'm assuming most of you guys watching this video are interested in learning how to edit for your own channel, and that's perfectly fine. But if you are interested in how I've started up my own video editing corporation and make a full-time income off of video editing for other YouTube clients, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to let you guys know and make a whole video separately about that. I don't even know how to end this video because I feel like there's so many more things I need to explain. And I also think I didn't do a very good job explaining what I was trying to talk about. But hey, first video back, all right? It's been a long time. I appreciate you guys for hopping in here and watching this video with me. I plan on being back and making more consistent content in the future. So drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, baby.
I don't love myself the way that I used to. And all